In 2023, the Australian Army did something almost no major American ally had done before. It chose a South Korean armored vehicle over an American one. The contract was worth roughly $5 billion and covered 129 new infantry fighting vehicles. The American contender was Rheinmetall's Lynx, but the more politically uncomfortable runner-up was a familiar one. The United States itself, whose own armored vehicle industry was watching closely. The vehicle that won was the Hanwha Redback, a 40-ton design from a country that, 3 decades ago, was still importing most of its heavy armor from the West. South Korea has now sold or is in the process of selling armored vehicles, artilleries, and tanks to Australia, Poland, Norway, Romania, and several other NATO-aligned nations. The bigger question is why countries that traditionally bought American or German armor are increasingly buying Korean instead. The answer involves a defense industry built almost overnight, a generation of European programs that ran late and over budget, and a war in Ukraine that is quietly rewriting which countries get to be considered serious arms suppliers. The Redback is not just a vehicle, it is a signal. South Korea's defense industry did not exist in its current form 30 years ago. Through the 1970s and 1980s, the country was a buyer, not a builder, reliant on American equipment to deter the North Korean military across the demilitarized zone. The shift began in the 1990s, when Seoul made a deliberate national decision to develop indigenous defense manufacturing as a matter of strategic independence. The threat was constant, the budgets were stable, and the political consensus around defense spending was something most Western democracies could no longer reliably produce. Hanwha Aerospace, originally an explosives company founded in 1952, became one of the central beneficiaries of that policy. By the 2000s, it was producing the K-9 Thunder self-propelled howitzer, which would go on to become one of the best-selling artillery systems in the world. The K-21 infantry fighting vehicle followed, entering Korean service in 2009 and serving as the technical foundation for what came next. The Redback was developed specifically for the Australian Land 400 Phase 3 competition. It was, in effect, a bid to break into the global IFV market against established Western competitors. The fact that it won against a Rheinmetall design from a NATO country with decades more export experience